Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are not learning how to write the methodology. Today we are learning how to read and understand the methodology section of an SSCI journal research article. Specifically, we will discuss model specification using ARDL and NARDL approaches. Many students feel scared when they see equations, but trust me, once you understand the logic, methodology becomes very simple. So this one the paper we discussed from our first class of research understanding from abstract to data origin and characteristics. Today we are going to discuss about model specification. First, let us understand why the author used this model. The author wants to examine the long run and short run scenario already discussed previously between variables CO2 emission, GDP per capita, trade openness, mobile use, and technological innovation. So, the main goal is how do these economic and technological factors affect CO2 emission over time. Over time. The author used ARDL and NARDL approaches developed by Pearson in 2001. This is the introduction section of our model specification. The simple question is that why ARDL? The why the author use only ARDL and NARDL? Why not GMM, linear methods, OLS, ordinary least square? Why only ARDL and NARDL? ARDL is chosen because it works well smaller or limited database because we have only the data of 1985 to 2021. Variable do not need to same order of integration. There already the researcher mentioned which is statistically robust irrespective of whether the variables are categorized as same can be 10 or 11. Some can be this and some can be this. This is the area of our unit root test. And the ARDL and NARDL effect check the short run effects, long run effects, and at the same time effects it can be estimated from this one method. Also, it handles endogeneity and serial correlation. It's mentioned here after the first level or first order difference. It handles the bound test, takes care of issues with serial correlation and variable endogeneity. That is why ARDL is very popular in SSCI journals with single country data. Another important specification of this method is lag specification. Already mentioned in this area, it becomes necessary to include lags for the independent and dependent variables in order to properly construct the linear ARDL model. So, before estimation, the author first determine the optimal lag length, lag capture, past effect, and economic effect do not happen instantly. Then OLS is used estimate the co-integration relationship. It's mentioned here determining the optimal lag order for the model and using ordinary least square OLS to estimate the co-integration relationship. This helps in understanding how past values influence current CO2 emission. Now we are going to moving forward in step 4, co-integration concept. This one relationship, co-integration concept. Co-integration means variable move together in the long run. The ARDL bond test approach will be separate dependent and independent variable clearly. test whether a long-run relationship exists or not. The author mentions Johnson and Jusilus to explain some at level and some at first difference. ARDL still works. Now need to discuss about theoretical foundation. Cobb-Douglas. It's mentioned here. The author said we use the Cobb-Douglas production function to establish equation 1 used by Biddle 2012. This formula can be used to assess the blah 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 variables. So this is the equation: emission, factor, economic growth, technological innovation, economic growth, trade openness, trade openness, ICT, and technological innovation. Now comes to the theory behind the model. Here the author assumed the market equilibrium. CO2 emission are linked to economic growth, energy use, and technology. So the Cobb-Douglas production function is this one only. Now this one only. This equation simply says CO2 emission dependent on economic growth, trade openness, ICT, and innovation. Now the sixth step is ARDL model and error correction term. In equation 3, ARDL model includes both short run, this is the short run, and the long run dynamics. So the key points are delta of short run, logarithm L with all variables, ECT error correction term shows speed of adjustment, tells how quickly the system returns to equilibrium after a shock period. If ECT is significant and negative, the model is stable. In this area, we just learn about the ARDL. But the author also include an other model like NARDL to check the positive and negative both effects in short run and long run. So in step number 7, we will discuss about the NARDL non-linear relationship and non-linear model. Here mentioned non-linear ARDL mean NARDL. A number of studies such as blah 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 used a similar method of analysis, and the method introduced by Shin et al. 2014 introduced a non-linear methodology which is adopted in this study to investigate the potential asymmetric relationship among variables. So the author mentioned this involves examine both positive and negative shocks, means positive and negative chains. Chains and shocks are same within the independent variables. The positive change may affect CO2 emission differently and the negative change may have different effects. Because economic relationships are not always symmetric. That's why they are using also nonlinear ARDL model means NARDL. And in step 6, we will discuss about the NARDL model equations. Now here you can check 5, 6, 7 and 8. They all are related to NARDL model that represents the positive and negative shocks. This helps to answer, does an increase in technology reduce emission more than a increase in them? So This is called a symmetric relationship. So we need to understand the ARDL is symmetric relationship and the NARDL provide a symmetric relationship. This is our final understanding of our methodology for this one research article. You also have a question. I didn't wrote anything in PPT or Word file for discuss about the abstract, uh, introduction, literature review, or methodology section. Because when I am reading my first research article, I didn't focus any research article. I just focus on reading the books, literatures of other books available about the methodology, how to write introduction, literature review, and abstract. And that's not helpful. When we are in practical life, we just need to focus and learn from practical things. So that's why I am explaining everything from a published SSCI journal research article. If this lecture is helpful for you, please like, share, and subscribe with your friends or beginners who want to write research article or understand the research field. Or if you have any question or you want to learn about or understand about anything of research, just pass a comment in the comment box. Bye bye.